Bobbitz. I am the president of the Rochester Regional Chamber of Commerce and the Chamber Foundation. It is my pleasure to welcome you today to the 2022 Rochester Community Outlook Breakfast Press Conference. It's also my pleasure to be able to introduce our MC today for the press conference, John Young, Vice President of Marketing and Communications for Oakland University. John is the one that is responsible for all the marketing and public relations activity across all the components of the university. He also sits on the Rochester Regional Chamber Board of Directors and drew the short straw as he was the chair of the board of directors in 2020 and did a fabulous job leading us all through the pandemic. So without further ado, it is my pleasure to introduce John Young.
Feels good to have Maggie here as president of the chamber now, rather than, yep. Yeah, we were busy during 2020. It's, the last big gathering before we went into COVID was this event. So hopefully this is now the coming out in a brighter future. We're going to be quick on the intros today. I'm going to have my co-sponsor from Beaumont Health, right? You guys keep changing your name. I used to be in healthcare before higher ed, and how many can tell the current name of Pontiac General Hospital, right? It's all, everybody defaults to it, so get ready for that over the years. I want to thank Beaumont Health for being a co-sponsor with us. Any information you need from today, get Maggie or Michelle or the Chamber website. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce Janet Seidel, physical therapist, health coach, Senior Manager, Physical Medicine and Rehab Services at Beaumont Troy. Come on up and...
Good morning. My name is Janet Seidel. I'm the Senior Manager of Physical Medicine and Rehabilitation Services. I'm at the Beaumont Hospital in Troy, which was recently announced by U.S. News and World Report as one of the top hospitals in the nation. As a community partner, Beaumont Health is proud to support the Rochester Regional Chamber Community Breakfast, and it's my pleasure to be here today. You may be aware that we have recently joined with Spectrum Health to create a new health system. The temporary name will be BHSH System until a new name will be emerged based on patients, employees, and the community having input into the name of the system. This alliance is for Michigan by Michigan, and our goal in uniting was to improve the health of people throughout the state by making healthcare more accessible, affordable, equitable, and exceptional for the patients that we serve. Our priority is to deliver incomparable patient care and healthcare coverage. So please be assured that there should be no change for patients to their providers, the services, or the care that they receive. If you would like to read more about this, you can get more information at formichiganbymichigan.org. Most recently, Thomas Lanny, CEO of Beaumont Hospital Dearborn, was promoted to president of Beaumont Hospital Troy and Grosse Pointe effective April 1st. Tom joined Beaumont in 2007 as the business manager for radiation oncology at Beaumont Troy. Beaumont is committed to providing compassionate, extraordinary care every day, including personalized rehabilitation and therapy services. Beaumont Hospital Troy houses an inpatient rehab unit, providing physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech and language pathology to more than 30 locations in Southeast Michigan. Our pediatric rehabilitation is one of the largest and most comprehensive in the state of Michigan. Beaumont has led the way through the pandemic, treating more COVID-19 patients in Michigan than any other health system, and now we're leading the way out through our experience and expertise, continuing to keep our patients, families, and staff safe while we provide compassionate, extraordinary care every day. Thank you for being here today, and enjoy the event.
Thanks, Janet. We look forward to more exciting news coming out of Beaumont. Up next, Darren Hanna, Associate Professor of Electrical and Computer Engineering from the School of Engineering and Computer Science. Come on up, Darren.
Thank you very much. I'm really excited to be here today. As many of you may know, Oakland University was designated as a National Center of Excellence for academic training in cyber defense and cybersecurity in 2018 by the NSA and the Department of Homeland Security. We're very, very proud and very excited to have achieved that designation through the excellence of our faculty and the programs that we've created for the students in cyber defense and cybersecurity. I definitely don't need to talk much about the importance of cyber defense and cybersecurity, especially in our government at all levels, local levels, national levels, and federal levels. So I'm here today to unveil, I guess, and a very exciting opportunity that was awarded to us at Oakland by the National Science Foundation. We've been awarded a program for 5 years, funded with $3.2 million to offer fellowships to undergraduate and graduate students in cyber defense and cybersecurity, leading specifically to jobs in our government. So this exciting program, there's a limited number of universities nationwide who've been selected to have these fellowships and be able to offer them. We've been hard at work for nearly 4 years in working towards attain this, and so we're very excited when the National Science Foundation flew out to campus late last year to visit our program and check it out. And when they came back, they said, they gave us the unofficial thumbs up and said, go ahead and increase your budget. We really like what we see. So we're very excited and very proud to tell you guys about this program today. You, of course, have information in your packets that you could review. That'll go beyond what I can fit in the 3 minutes of presentation. This will really give a way for students and faculty to be able to have opportunities to get projects and collaborations with government, and also for students to get jobs directly in the government. And some of these jobs will include, top security clearances and credentials that are really difficult to get. I can tell you firsthand, when I have students who are very excited to work in government cyber defense and cybersecurity, one of the challenges is finding a way forward. Of course, there's websites that you can apply to and lots of things like that. But being able to, as a faculty member, say, there's a track right to it, literally. Not just one that is here, but pays for your tuition, books, travel to conferences, and a stipend so you can focus on full-time education through your undergraduate and/or graduate studies is just absolutely awesome. I'm also really excited to the projects and collaborations that this will bring with faculty and students, because each one of these students who are supported in their graduate and undergraduate education will be working with projects in cyber defense and cybersecurity with local government, national government, and state government. So I wanted to kind of pull this up today and also tell you guys, if you know somebody who fits that description, please encourage them to apply or contact us and reach out. Go to our website and read more about it. If you also have projects that sound like they fit really well into the program, also please reach out to either myself, my name is Darren Hanna, as John mentioned, or Dr. Hirung Fu, or Amartya Sen, or Dr. Lunjin Liu. I know that that's a lot to remember, but again, it's in your packet and on the website too. We're looking for students who are interested in this is a good fit, and also for projects and connections with local, regional, national, and federal government. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Darren, and I think everybody thanks you for the work you guys are doing and the offer of projects out there. Next, we'll kind of keep with the education theme from the City of Rochester, Mayor Stuart Bixson.
Mayor Barnett so I could take my mask off. And I'm just going to make a bold statement. I do not think my computer skills are going to allow me to get a scholarship to cyber war. So I just wanted to welcome everybody. I mean, it seems like it's been a long time since we've been here, so it's exciting for me to be here. And it's really an exciting time for the city of Rochester. So, first slide. Thank you. So, big bright lights. So I want to say our theme is Rochester's back. So we had the big bright light show. We had Lanyap. We had Caroling in the Street. We had Snow Glow, which was the ice sculpture and the fireworks downtown. So we think we're back. Rochester's back. The downtown, the excitement's back. So we're really excited about that. But I wanted to talk to you about some projects that we got going that we're really excited to kind of show that Rochester's really kind of booming now. So next slide. So this is an example of, this is the Rochester Brunch House, but the city in combination with our DDA, we went out during COVID and we bought a lot of these outdoor decks that we think are fabulous, and they're going to be coming out soon. The businesses like it, the restaurants like it. As you can tell, our restaurants are booming downtown now. So we think this is a good thing. Next. So I'm going to show you some examples of things that are going on in our town right now. So on North Main Street, we have these new townhouses going up, which offers kind of city dwelling where you think of maybe Birmingham and stuff. These are new, modern townhouse things, brownstones that everybody can be very excited about. And if you drive up North Main Street, you can see them being built right now. Next is a major project, Riverwalk, which is going to be on the south side of town underneath the bridge where the old cement factory is. It's going to be 150 upscale apartments and also townhouses. It's going to be a major development, and it's going to be a major place for people to move to downtown, and then they can walk and frequent downtown. So all these things kind of are good for our city, good for our tax base, and good for our downtown. Next. Next, we have Chief Financial Credit Union, which is where the old scuba building was. A lot of people have seen it. And I want to brag that this building used to be primarily in Rochester Hills. Now it's primarily in Rochester. So, you know, we're just moving forward bit by bit. And really, Chief Financial Credit, they are such a good member of our community for both Rochester and Rochester Hills. And we're so pleased to have them make this investment into our community. And it's really going to be kind of a beautiful look when you come into our town. Next. St. 1880 Restaurant is a new restaurant, kind of outdoor bar, restaurant kind of place. It's on Walnut Street. It's down the street from the Brunch House. It's been coming. It's going to be this new trendy restaurant. And it's taken an old building and repurposed it. And it's really going to be neat. And they've actually done really well with, it's going to be finished. They've had supply chain problems. You've probably heard that plenty. But this building's going to be ready in the spring, and it's going to kind of offer new kind of restaurant, bar experience, and primarily I'd say for the younger people. But I think we all fit into that younger people category. Next. This is the building right at Main and University, and where Recipes is, you might know that. And that's going to be 26 new apartments, kind of a little smaller, but really nice, really upscale apartments. And again, we think maybe some younger people can move in there. And again, it's going to kind of help our younger demographic and also help our downtown. And it's going to be really nice apartments, literally right downtown, right on Main Street. Par Pharmaceutical is building a 100,000 square foot warehouse. So why am I so excited about a 100,000 square foot warehouse? Because Par is our largest employer, and they are making a commitment to Rochester, which we are thrilled. And they are also going to be starting to refurbish a lot of the buildings in there. So they are a great partner in town. They're building this, and it's good for Par, it's good for the city, and it's good for the future of our city. So we're really happy about that. All during this time period, we've managed, with the difficult financial time of COVID, we've managed to maintain our AAA bond rating, which is very, very unique for a city of our size, and we're very proud of that. Our budgets are strong. We have a budget committee that does things, so we're doing very well on that. And we think that's important for the future of the growth of our city. And then finally, here are some upcoming events for the summer. We have our farmers market starting May 7th, which with yesterday's weather seemed like a long way away, but it's coming closer. We have deck art, we have magical mural tool, and as I said, Rochester's back, our businesses are back, and we're very proud for that. And we look forward to seeing you guys downtown. So thank you guys, thank you.
Thanks, Stuart. Well, Brian, you're next, but I guess there is, just like here, debate between which city a building is in. You learned that here and carried it forward. You all know you're sitting in Auburn Hills right now. The other half of the campus is in Rochester Hills, but because our Matilda wanted it to be with the Rochester Post Office in 1957, you're technically in Rochester, so we got everybody covered. All right. Oakland Township. My sister lives in Oakland Township, so we really got everybody covered. Without further ado, let me introduce the City of Rochester Hills Mayor Brian Barnett.
There's no one from Auburn Hills here, so we don't have to give them any credit. Good morning, everyone. It's nice to be here. Certainly good to be back in person and to see everyone, and of course to be back on a campus that has meant a lot to me throughout my career. Congratulations on the cybersecurity announcement this morning. As Mayor Bixson said, I would be the worst cyber criminal ever. You just have to change my password, and I'm locked out for like 2 weeks. So I would not be great on that. Mayor Bixson, it's always nice to follow you. Thanks for the announcements and updates on the city of Rochester. Chief Financial is a wonderful part of our community, a great contributor, so much of a contributor that they obviously don't mind contributing more tax dollars by their move to the city of Rochester. So, come on, you expect it from me a little bit, right? Jeez. Well, it is nice to be back, and certainly to give you an update on some of the things happening in the city of Rochester Hills. And fortunately, we'll be able to dive a little deeper into these in the session that we'll have in just a few minutes, where we'll do a little more Q&A. But I'm so incredibly, exceptionally proud of the way our city has handled the most challenging times, really, in American history. And really from two perspectives. We're here today on behalf of our incredible chamber to really focus on the business environment. And let me share with you some announcements that are, I think, fairly interesting. When we gathered, when we were here 2 years ago, around the same time, just before the pandemic in March of 2020, there are two metrics that we look at to really measure how the business community is doing in our city. One is the vacancy rate, essentially how many of our buildings are full, and the other is the unemployment rate. Now think about these numbers for just a minute. In 2020, when we went into the pandemic, before COVID was a thing, our vacancy rate was about 5.5%. And there's always some vacancy because businesses are always moving and growing, and so there's a certain component of that happens. 5.5%. And our unemployment rate was 2.7%, some of the best in the country. 5.5, 2.7. Today, coming through 24 months of COVID, we're at 4.2% vacancy and 2.4% unemployment. We have more businesses in our community and more of our people working after two of the most challenging years in history. And the credit to that certainly most importantly goes to the hardworking men and women who own businesses in our community, who've reinvented themselves, who've taken a look and recharted their course in many cases, doing something and then completely doing something different the next month. And we have a tremendous support team. I'm grateful for our Planning and Economic Development Department, but really it's a community that enjoys those things, and the beat goes on in our city. And not only have we remained strong, and we'll talk a little bit out there about some of the specific ways that the city has supported those local businesses throughout this time, but specifically, like I said, we've welcomed new businesses here. The numbers prove it out. Interesting, small, little, unique businesses like the Busted Bra and a great entrepreneur named Lee Paget who invested in our community. To companies like NS Foundation Solutions, a Japanese company that's building precision tools, NS Tool, I should say, Japanese company manufacturing precision cutting tools, opening their first North American location here in Rochester Hills, to this Friday when we'll open Von Mauer. Round of applause for that. Our friends from the village are here. Long-awaited 122,000 square foot, 2-level department store, of course, in the heart of the village of Rochester Hills. The beat goes on and we continue to thrive. You know, you can't talk about the business community without certainly talking about the residential community that surrounds it. And again, we'll discuss this a little bit more, but I'm so grateful for the way our leadership team, the city council, and the city administration has taken this opportunity to double down on investments in our city as well. 2 quick things I'll share with you with a few photos to show them. In a time of pandemic, you certainly could have just buttoned down, nose to the grindstone, and tried to plow through it. But the city of Rochester Hills recognized one thing through the pandemic, and that was that people were staying closer to home, and they fell in love with our parks. And we recognized we had an opportunity to invest in quality of life, and we grabbed that bull by the horns. Many of you know the project on Auburn Road. It used to look like this. It was not fantastic. It was pavement from one business door on the north end of Auburn to business door on the south end of Auburn. Well, we changed it to look like this. About a $14 million investment improved the pedestrian traffic, vehicular traffic. We took control of the road, slowed the speed, added a splash park, added community art, and really invested in this area like it had never been invested since its founding in 1929. That project earned us the trophy that sits behind Councilman Walker over there for the coolest, most innovative project in the state of Michigan in 2021. And all across our city, home values are rising, but they're rising nowhere faster than they are in the Brooklands. In fact, the Brooklands property values are rising at a rate 40% higher than every other part of our community. That includes our $1 million houses, our $500,000 houses. The amazing folks in the Brooklands are seeing some of the fastest growth in value anywhere in our city. And of course, the other project is one that's very close to my heart. That's Innovation Hills. It looked like this just a year ago, and today it looks like this. And according to Little Tykes Detroit, it is the coolest new playground in the state of Michigan in 2021. We'll talk a little bit more about a lot of these things, but when you have the opportunity to work with a team that can take 2 historic projects, deliver them in the year of COVID, you know you're working with the very best, and I have that at the City of Rochester Hills. I'm so grateful for all of your support, proud to talk a little bit more about what our amazing community is doing, and appreciate being here today. Thank you.
Thanks, Brian. Next up, from Rochester Community Schools, Superintendent Dr. Robert Shaner. Come on up, Bob.
Boy, sure is good to see everyone, isn't it? Feels really good. Good morning, everyone. I'm Dr. Robert Shaner. I'm superintendent for the Rochester Community School District, and at this time, I'd like to invite 3 of our outstanding student leaders and one of our outstanding teachers to the podium. Carson Collins from Adams High School. He's a student council president. Eden McCullough from Rochester High School. She's a student council president. Dave Palazzillo from Stony Creek High School, student council president. And Kelly Kuzmano, Rochester High School student advisor. Thanks for joining us today. As Brian mentioned, you know, the last 2 years have been extremely difficult on everybody. And there's no doubt that great schools really form the bedrock of great communities. And these 3 young people behind us and this outstanding teacher certainly remind us of that each and every day. By collectively modeling kindness, sharing thoughtful words and actions, and compassionately supporting efforts to embed wellness in our schools, we continue to build upon the foundation that supports deep learning. Love and kindness tend to be contagious, don't they? It's amazing how students can take their love and share it on an even greater level. As an educator, there's no greater joy than watching these young people build their own capacity to make a difference in the world around them. And as a veteran and as a member of the Yellow Ribbon Fund Advisory Board, I couldn't be more excited about what they're about to announce to you. You see, today's the beginning of Charity Week for our 3 high schools. Quite a while back, our 3 high schools came together. They each did a charity week, and they started to do it together as a community. Through various fundraisers, family competitions, our school communities donate generously to nonprofit organizations, support groups, suicide prevention programs, and mental health services. 100% of the profits raised go to charity. At this time, I'd like to turn the microphone over to these amazingly talented young people who can tell you more about Charity Week.
Thank you, Dr. Shaner. Hi, my name is Eden McCullough. I'm from Rochester High School, and I'm the Student Council President. Charity Week enables us to learn how to make a difference by helping people who have already made a difference. It's about coming together as a community so we can make the biggest impact possible. This year, all 3 student councils from each high school collectively and unanimously selected the Yellow Ribbon Fund as our organization to support during the 2022 Charity Week. The Yellow Ribbon Fund is a nonprofit veteran service organization that provides rehabilitation and recovery efforts for the wounded, ill, and injured service members and their families. By providing housing, transportation, and caregiver support during the recuperation phase, the Yellow Ribbon Fund bridges the gap between service member needs and healthcare benefits so families can stay together.
Hi, I'm Dave Palazzolo, the Stony Creek High School Student Council President. We are proud to support our wounded service members and their families through the Yellow Ribbon Fund, and fundraising during Charity Week is a big part of that commitment. With COVID restrictions over the past 2 years, our freshman and sophomore students didn't get the opportunity to experience the excitement of an in-person Charity Week before. We're going all out this year to make sure they are involved and can carry the torch for future Highlanders, Falcons, and Cougars. We get creative when planning the events so our community can have fun while contributing to a worthy cause. Activities include t-shirt sales, classroom contests, food auctions, raffles, spirit days, and sport competitions. These activities benefit not only our charity, but also our school culture and our spirit this time of year. New this year at Stony Creek, we have a rubber duck race where students can make a donation to bid on a rubber duck. Fun little events like that. This week culminates with a Tri-High school dance that removes any friendly rivalries and brings us together not as 3 separate schools, but as one community.
Hi everyone, I'm Carson Collins and I am the Student Council President at Adams High School. I believe that Dave and Eden are correct. Charity Week goes beyond raising money for a great cause. We collaborate and work as a team to achieve a common goal. That said, we are still accepting business sponsors and will happily take any donations, big or small, throughout the week. Community members can reach out to us by contacting one of our 3 high schools or by using the Talk to RCS feature on the district website. As much as we'd like the community to support wounded service members during Charity Week, donors can always visit the Yellow Ribbon Fund website for more information. If individuals are unable to financially support the Yellow Ribbon Fund, they can also make an impact by following the organization on social media and talking about this great cause with family and friends.
Good morning. I have to say this is the friendliest morning crowd that I usually face with teenagers, so thank you. And thank you, Dr. Shaner, Carson, Dave, and Eden. I'm Kelly Kuzmano, Rochester High School Student Council Advisor. Rochester, Stony Creek, Adams High School students are so proud to raise money during our annual Charity Week for such a worthy and meaningful cause. But what's even more heartwarming is that this compassion is not just a one-time occurrence. Our partnership with the Yellow Ribbon Fund of Michigan has been ongoing. Student-led initiatives include wearing yellow ribbons during athletic competitions to increase community awareness, and we even took a trip to Washington, D.C., where our CS students also volunteered to provide child support so wounded veterans could attend a luncheon with their spouse. Last month, RCS was honored to welcome Yellow Ribbon Fund Executive Director Gina Harrow and her husband, Captain Ben Harrow. Ben, a West Point graduate, was serving in the U.S. Army Special Forces when he was gravely injured by an improvised explosive device, or IED, in May of 2012. Gina and Ben's story and the commitment of the Yellow Ribbon Foundation to supporting veterans and their military families made a huge impression on all of us, and we cannot wait to show the community our final Charity Week total. Thank you.
Aren't they amazing? Amazing young people doing amazing things. You know, as I think about the Yellow Ribbon Fund, the importance of this charity, and what a commitment our students show to raising $100,000 as a community, not as rival high schools, but as a community. If you can imagine, for any of you that are in education, bringing kids together from 3 different high schools to have one dance sounds like a disciplinary nightmare. But it's not. It's an amazing, amazing event where these young folks and their leadership have built a sense of community where we can do things like that and do great things for the community. As a veteran, this is really important. The Yellow Ribbon Fund supports post 9/11 veterans, mostly at the amputee ward at Walter Reed. You know, as a veteran, when you think about going into combat or being deployed and coming home, you don't fear, I don't think I ever feared being wounded or, quite frankly, even being killed. I'm more feared about being forgotten or left behind. It's really important as our wars come to a close or draw to a close and we meet the challenges of the next conflicts around the world that remember our service men and women that are at Walter Reed still suffering, still needing our support, and still needing a gap bridged between what the Department of Defense provides for them and the Veterans Administration provides for them. So please join us in supporting the Yellow Ribbon Fund and join us in supporting these amazing young people. Thank you so much.
Very worthy cause, very nice presentations. Probably the only person that could follow after that would be my good friend, the Rochester Regional Chamber Foundation new board chair, Linda Davis-Kirksey. Come on up, Linda, and close us out.
Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing? I'm just happy to see everybody, even though we're behind masks still. We're here, we're healthy, and we are doing great and wonderful things in the Rochester regional area. So today, I get the joy of announcing a new event to honor, and it's appropriate that I followed this fine group of people from our community. Today, I would like to announce, it's in your press packets, that the Rochester Regional Chamber Foundation is hosting the 2022 Memorial Day Parade with collaboration from 3 of the local municipalities and Veterans Tribute of Oakland Township. Now, behind me are these fine folks that are a part of this happening. This will be happening on May 30th this year. And, you know, a little bit of history about it. The idea of a small community-wide Memorial Day parade was organized for many years by John and Mary Modetz. Everybody knows the Modetzes very well, very beloved in our community. I don't know if they're here today. Longtime residents and owners of Modetz Funeral Home. Along with co-chair Terry Williams, then in 2019, a small group of passionate community members brought the parade back for 1 year. Led by Terry Gonzer, director of the Veterans Tribute of Oakland County. And during this family-friendly event, several hundred residents gathered with flags and smiles to celebrate. After the 2019 parade, Rochester City Council member Mark Albrecht, who's behind me here, championed the idea of creating a sustainable parade model, bringing and bridging communities and honoring local heroes during the Sister City Committee meetings with Rochester Hills Council members, David Blair, Teresa Mangioli, and David Walker, along with Rochester Council members Amanda Harrison, Douglas Gould, and Mark Albrecht. As a result, the RRC Foundation, which is us, was invited to manage logistics and help maintain the longevity of the Memorial Day Parade. Another key supporter in making the parade possible is Vito Pampalona, owner of the Vito Anthony Homes and local Army veteran. Memorial Day 2022, approximately 20 parade entries, including fire trucks, a marching band, and more, will line up in the parking lot at Adams High School on Monday, May 30th, 2022. At 11:30 a.m., participants will then walk the parade route north on Adams, ending in the Veterans Tribute of Oakland Township. Upon reaching the site, Parade organizers and supporters will host an hour-and-a-half-long memorial program featuring an invocation, songs, speeches from community leaders, and concluding with recognition of local veterans in attendance. Please join us in celebrating this valuable community event. Special thanks to our supporters, Vito Pampalona, owner of Vito Anthony Homes and veteran, City of Rochester Hills, Oakland Township, and Veterans Tribute of Oakland Township. I personally want to thank you as a wife of a veteran, Vietnam veteran of the Navy. This is something he is so excited about. That's all he talked about. That's what he was excited about today. We were going to announce this parade. So let's give them a round of applause. Please come out on that date and support the event and attend to honor our veterans in our community. Thank you. It's over.